Hello and welcome to the vlog. Something a little bit special today. I'm here to visit Pamela May. She is the boat behind me, but she's no weekend boat, no holiday boat, no liveaboard. She is a trip boat, one that people pay to have little journeys up and down the Droitwich Canals on. But she's also a little bit special.
Pamela May is run by a charitable trust and was built specifically to serve the local community, especially providing day trips for those who might not otherwise be able to enjoy the canals. Built in 1995, the boat is just 42 feet long, diesel-powered and can take 10 passengers, with access and space even for 2 wheelchairs.
It was originally designed to be able to take out the elderly and infirm, and hence we have a lift in the boat so that we can take wheelchairs as well. So it allows them, if they're in an old people's home, to come out, have a day out on the water, and that really was the essence of why the boat was built. We've broadened the scope now, so that the community as well. So we do have family parties and ladies from the Women's Institute, that sort of customer as well.
Pamela May is skippered by trained RYA qualified volunteers. There's just enough space on the back deck for 1 or 2 people to stand and enjoy the experience, with a barrier to stop anyone falling overboard. But mostly, guests will sit inside and admire the view out of the windows. There's an onboard toilet which is wheelchair accessible, the corridor just wide enough for a chair to go down. And there's a small galley, where the crew can brew up a cup of tea and keep a stash of biscuits for the various groups who are welcomed on board.
Often they will bring a picnic, so we have chairs that are movable in the boat, so that if we pull up, moor up at the destination, we can take the chairs out, put them on the bank in the sunshine, and people can have the picnic outside the boat. It's the only chance sometimes they get to get outside for any length of time, you know, and it does them really a lot of good. I had a party on from an old people's home in Bromsgrove year before last, and the carer asked if one of the gentlemen could come up on the platform with us here, and he chatted about the fact he used to be in the Navy and his time in the Navy on the water and that sort of thing. When they came to go off, the carer came back. She said, "Do you know, at the home he's hardly spoken a word in the last 3 months." And that to me is why we do it.
But with the boat now 24 years old and looking a little past its prime, after a substantial programme of fundraising, the Trust has commissioned an entirely new boat, the Pamela May 2. In a workshop just a few miles away, their vision is taking shape. It's bigger, 50 feet long, and will carry 12 passengers with even better access for wheelchairs, thanks to a lift which will be installed here at the front. But making boats that are only 6 feet 10 inches wide fully accessible is quite the undertaking.
The bathroom has actually had to have a double door to give you full wheelchair access in, and then obviously to rotate and then back out again. So we've had to be very mindful of the access that the users of the boat are going to need to get on and off the boat. So hence the hydraulic lift at the bow end. That's been very sort of purposely made. We've actually lowered the bow deck to the same level as the doorway. When you get onto the boat, it's very seamless taking the wheelchairs on. It's going to be used by members of the public, and we've got to be very mindful that everything is very user-friendly, everything is very accessible to be using on the boat. So we've given them a very large galley area, and the seating area is the main sort of area that all of the passengers will be sat in. So we've got the drop gunnel, and then we've gone for the very, very large window areas to give them that maximum viewing space.
But aside from its community purpose, there is something else that makes this boat special. It's purely electric. There's no diesel motor, not even a generator. A massive 775 amp hour, 48 volt battery bank, made up of 24 2-volt cells, feeds an 8 kilowatt motor. For the builder, it means none of the complications of a traditional engine installation, and for the Trust, it means silent, more environmentally friendly and fume-free cruising. Pure electric wouldn't yet work for a traditional holiday or liveaboard boater because of the need to recharge, but for a trip boat, it's perfect.
It's not going to be out cruising for 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to be 6 to 7 hours cruising during the day, return back to their mooring, and then they'll basically be charging overnight, ready for the next day cruising. So the batteries have all been sized to give them, I think, 6 to 8 hours cruising continuously. On the Droitwich ring that they'll be taking the boat, there's going to be locks and there's going to be areas where they're going to be mooring up, so they won't be consuming any power at all from the batteries. So they should have sufficient capacity. We've also installed 1.28 kilowatts of solar, which will also enhance and try and regenerate some of that energy back to give them as much capacity whilst they're out cruising, so it doesn't become a hindrance. And they're not going to actually then suddenly have to find shore power to recharge.
There are signs of the work that's taking place throughout the boat, with the completion date looming at the time of this filming. This is the first purely electric boat that Ortomarine have built, but they have had experience with diesel-electric systems.
Well, we've actually done 2 hybrids now, and we are about to start our 3rd. As soon as Pamela May actually leaves, we'll be taking delivery of another hull, and that will be our 3rd hybrid boat. The hybrid does offer quite a useful solution, because you do get the best of both. You can effectively cruise, and if you've got a flight of locks, effectively you're static for most periods of that time in and out of locks, so your battery consumption is virtually minimal. So you can go a day's cruising on battery, and really you get all the benefits of not the whole pollution and everything else, and the wasted diesel and the fumes. Yes, it's a very attractive solution at the moment. We're monitoring a lot of the sort of consumption, the battery usage, the solar usage. So it's actually useful feedback to allow us to sort of then adjust the design for the next hybrid.
In Droitwich, the Trust are eagerly awaiting launch day and getting ready to welcome passengers aboard, with the boat's first official outing in public at the St Richard's Canal Festival at the start of May.
We're available throughout the summer, this is the advert now, for trips. We do 4 main trips. We go from here to Ladywood, or from here up to the marina. Both of those trips are 3 to 3.5 hours round trip, picnic involved. Or the longer trips, we can go down to Hawford, which is a day trip, or we go down to Dunhampstead or up to Aswood, which is more like a 4 or 5 hour trip. And all the information is on our website. If you go on and Google Pamela May, you will come up with the boat, although we'll be Pamela May 2 by then.